Every day, someone in our community is facing a challenge they shouldn't have to face alone. Your business can change that. When you join the Community Pay It Forward family, your kindness becomes action, and your sales becomes hope. For as little as $20 a month, you help guide families, nonprofits, and neighbors from crisis to stability. One small step, one powerful mission, one community coming together. Join the family today. Visit the website or scan the code and become a business where people can shop with purpose and support with heart.
Warning: the brown cloud is approaching. Some will try to outrun it. Others may not be so lucky. But don't worry, it's all part of the fun at the Chili Cook-Off for books and board games. Where the chili is hot, the flavors are bold. And Bear E has your back with the official Brown Cloud Preparedness Kit. Follow the plan, know your exits, and whatever you do, hold your breath, because this temporary pain is all for a great cause. Join us, laugh with us, survive the brown cloud, together at Key Largo Lounge in Greeley.
Join us November 8th at 11 a.m. for the 10th annual Chili Cook-Off for books and board games at our home field, Key Largo Lounge, where our small market team is making a huge statement. Scan the code for tickets and sponsorship information.
Today we get to welcome a leader who doesn't just build systems, he builds momentum, clarity, and confidence. Please help me celebrate Jordan Templeton Harris, founder and president of Fitzgerald Built, as the newest member of our Community Pay It Forward giving family. He doesn't operate as a vendor, he operates as a force multiplier, a strategic partner who helps leaders. Whether an organization is growing, transforming, or trying to get unstuck, Jordan brings the operational intelligence and accountability that turn ideas into measurable outcomes. And now, he's chosen to stand with us, to make sure no one has to face a difficult moment alone. That's what makes this partnership special. That's what makes Jordan family. Please visit his profile, share his badge, and help us welcome him the way only this community can. Welcome to the family, Jordan. We're honored to walk this mission with you.
Every Friday, people across the country put on red for one reason: to honor the women and men who left the comfort of home so we can live freely. These shirts are not about politics. They are not about a war. They are not about religion. They are about gratitude. They are about respect. They are about remembering everyone deployed. When you purchase one, you help us launch the Come Together Compass, a program built to guide families and heroes to the support that they need. Wear your pride, wear your gratitude. Support Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Footprints Forward. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president and founder of Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass Impact Podcasting Networks. Today, we have a show of many mixed emotions. Many mixed emotions, quite honestly. We are going to introduce you to our July family networking meeting. We had a smaller meeting this month, but that's fine. Smaller does not mean that it can't be good, and this was a great meeting. I honestly believe that we were able to learn a lot more, and we were able to have a lot of fun and learn quite a few things. And then, but that's not saying we don't want you there. We want you to make sure that you are able to join us. So please, you will see the QR code for you to go on ahead and become part and register for August 13th, which is our next meeting. 2 weeks ago, we introduced you to Selena, a young lady who had contracted a very difficult disease that unfortunately took her life. We were made aware that she had lost her battle. And you see me get emotional when I talk about it in family networking. I don't apologize for this. I don't know Selena. I have no idea who she is. I know Aviva. But here's the thing. I do know I see families out there fighting every day because of what's going on in this world right now. And just having the knowledge right now that there is a family that is torn apart, that would do anything they could to have that next conversation with their child. They would do whatever they could do but that's not going to happen because she's gone. She's gone forever. That's where I get mad. I've said this many times. My father and I, we don't agree on politics. Not at all. We don't. I don't believe he sees things right, and he believes that I see things incorrectly. It is what it is. But I have never once looked at him and said, you're an idiot, or you're dumb, or your views are stupid, or anything like that. You know why? Because he's free to have those beliefs. He fought for this country. He joined the army in Vietnam era. Men and women for many, many years, for 250 years, as a matter of fact, have stood up, taken duties and oaths to a constitution that allow us to be able to disagree on the way things sit. And we need to start getting along, because it is an unfortunate fact that when just a short time ago, Selena was providing warmth and healing to other people, and now she's gone. So I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor today. Before you go and click send on that pro or anti-Trump post, tweet, whatever, ask yourself, is it truly worth it? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. It's not. You piss people off. So what? You want somebody to yell at you? Call me. I'll do it. I don't care. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to get emotional about it. We don't need mindless drones. We need people to live what they live, love what they love. But we need people to be able to come together because, damn it, there is only one thing that brings finality. And the Goodman family, the Goldman family, very sorry about that. The Goldman family, right now, they are experiencing that one thing. I don't apologize for getting frustrated. I don't, because I'm tired of people thinking that their opinions are worth dividing a country. They're not. You are not any more important than anyone else. Get over yourselves. And do me a favor. Maybe instead of sending that divisive tweet today, maybe send some donations in Selena's name to the National Organization for Rare Disorders or the Lupus Foundation. Instead of worrying about division, let's do something today that can bring people together. And I ask you, please, join us on August 13th for the August version of Family Networking. You can do that by simply clicking on the QR code that you're going to see above me throughout this video. Click on that and register. To the Goldman family, my love and heart is with you. To Aviva, thank you for the introduction to this wonderful little girl. And to Selena, I never got to meet you. But your passion, your drive, your courage, I know we would have got along. We would have got along really well. You will be missed. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Family Networking. And after that, we will be playing 2 videos that the family put together using Selena's words in honor of Selena. I will not be appearing again because other than the recorded version of me, but the truth is that I want to dedicate the last portion of this show to a little girl who dedicated her love to helping people. And again, I'm just going to ask you, please, look at the people around you. Stop thinking how you can make their day worse, and let's focus on how we can make each other's days better. We have to love each other because we are all we got. And none of us can do this alone. None of us. None of you people are big enough to stand on your own. That's just fact. Sorry about the alerts. My phone loves to come on when I'm doing this. Let's get together. Let's come together. Let's make a difference. Join us on August 13th for family networking. Good morning, everyone. It's actually, it's afternoon for us right now, but it's morning when you're watching this. So happy Footprints Forward, which is ironic. Z, you were around for like the creation of Footprints Forward. You were like the first person I called when I said, "Hey, I have a great idea," and that was a long, long time ago, and it has went through many, many changes, but. It's wonderful to see you, and it looks like we've got a couple more people joining us in for family networking. We have the beautiful and talented Lynn Sobolski joining us, and the man, the myth.
Greetings, everybody. How's
The Santa.
everybody doing?
So, how are you guys?
Oh, it's been a crazy productive day, but that's good.
Well, it has been a really wild day. I know that we took and we started to put out another document about the Come Together Compass. So we're going to be working on that. Got a lot more stuff that hopefully is going to be picked up by Arizona State University to help us continue to make that what it needs to be. I know Z and I read through it, and he was able to help me with some of the technology things and tell me what it was, because I'm looking at it, my eyes, I see alien language. So I didn't tell
Cover
you
one
this.
eye and look at it with your bad eye.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't tell you this earlier, Z, so I'll tell it now. I shared with everybody that yesterday, or that on Sunday, my son had his very first event, that he put together his very first wrestling tournament in Japan. And he sent me the printout that they did in like a wrestling magazine over there. Anything that's wrestling goes in these magazines over there. And he sends me this thing, and of course it's all in Japanese. Okay. And so I send him the message back, and I said, "Hey, they forgot the letters that make up words. I don't understand what he's saying about this," So being a fool, and he was like, "Dad, you're weird," but yeah.
Didn't you realize there's a button that you can click on Google that says translate, please?
Yeah, but this is online, so I'm not sure if there is one there. But all I have to do is take and copy, and I can paste it and put it in transcribable programs. But well, it looks like my dogs are very happy today. But we are here for Footprints Forward. We're wonderful to be joined today by 4 individuals right now. Hopefully we'll have a few more, but if not, we always have a good time with the 4 of us, so that's fine with me.
Absolutely.
So, but let's go on ahead and get started today. Lynn, I would love for you to begin. And our question of the week is, what is your summer vibe? Okay, what is the summer vibe that you guys have? What's the feel? What's the thing that you do in the summer that is really, it's kind of a tradition or whatever. But and is there anything that we can do to help you create a new one? But yeah, please give us your name, your business, what you do, and then tell us about your summer.
At first I got nervous not knowing what the question would be, but it's actually going to be pretty easy. Hi, everyone. My name is Lynn Cebulski. I am a professional tarot reader in Brooklyn, New York. I've been reading tarot for 13 years. What is my summer vibe? I'm a Leo. That is the summer vibe. We are the vibe. All
You,
joking aside, though, I mean, for real, it is Leo season, Leo energy. It's bright, it's warm, it's sunny, it's social, it's going out and meeting people, it's having a good time, it's the life of the party. Not necessarily this party, but because we have a couple other Leos floating around that are not here right now. But that's uh that's it in a nutshell. As far as like what do I specifically do in the summer, I mostly stay indoors in air conditioning until the sun goes down. And
yeah,
I like to walk outside and, hang out with people and go to the park and go to the movies and all that stuff, but
yeah,
staying.
Santa and I are not in the extreme heat that you guys are in. I don't know what is it there in your neck of the woods today, Santa?
Oh, we've got a heat wave happening. Part two last week was high 80s, low 90s all week. And don't forget, we get that wonderful humidity in Minnesota of like 80 and 85%. So you walk outside and you go, poof, you're a puddle. And you
Yeah,
go, yeah, let's go back inside. So we had a reprieve. It was funny because I said to the wife, I says, man, we can almost turn the air conditioning off last night because at 9 o'clock it was 70 degrees and 74% humidity. Went, hey, this might work. So we continued. We were playing crib and we said, yeah, we're going to get energized and we're going to get up here about 20 minutes later. And we looked 69 degrees and 86% humidity. I says, how the frick does it change that quick? And going, oh, I guess the windows stay shut.
it is really funny that you said that because yesterday when we finally got out of the doctor's office for Adrian, we looked at the thermometer and it said 68 degrees. And we were like going, whoa, whoa, this is
We'll take it.
awesome. 68 degrees. It was raining. It was nice. It was cool. And we get home and it's 74. And it's like, stop. We go to bed and it's close to 80 degrees again. It's like, no, nighttime temperature comes down. You've got this wrong. What is going on
Oh,
here?
the temperature went down here too. It went down to 60 degrees, but it was 89% humidity. And I'm going, no, this is weird. Mother Nature, you've been smoking something wrong and you're just all mixed up and just, you know, give your head a shake and get back to normal. Yeah, this week's all supposed to be between 84 and 89.
Yeah, we're at 85 degrees right now, and I did want to make mention to all and to everybody who's here in Colorado helping us fight all the fires that are going on. We send our love. Everybody on this in this group, everybody is 100% behind you, beside you, wherever you need us to be. If there's anything any of us can do for you, please feel free to reach out. We're all here in support. Saying I'll just make the joke that the reason why you said that, Minnesota's smoking something, it's because, well, Colorado's on fire. So there's a
Yeah,
lot of something that's all
it's
lit up.
coming this
So
way. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
very much.
United States is
Open the
getting
windows.
high because Colorado's on fire. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll just blame it on Colorado. It's okay. I
there,
understand.
there you
Been
go.
there, done that.
Yeah, but in
Oh,
all
because I looked,
seriousness,
Zach,
yeah.
82 degrees right now, 38% humidity.
Yeah, we've
By
all
9 o'clock, it's going to be 60 and 90% humidity. I'm going to reach through the window and, maybe throttle someone,
yeah.
of a female persuasive. Yeah, right.
So, Lynn, you made mention of something, and I'm really curious about this. You mentioned, and you mention it quite a bit. And it's funny that astrologically speaking, Leos are the most vocal about who they are. Have you noticed that as well?
We got to warn people.
I
Like some people, you say, oh, you should come with a warning label. That's just across the board for Leos. Like, because Leos, they want to be in charge, they want to be in the spotlight, they want to be, in charge of something. And when there's another Leo in the room, that doesn't always work, so sometimes we clash. We either, I mean, me and General Allen, like we really hit it off. Other Leo pairings don't work as well. And so, each group kind of has to watch the amount of Leos they have and which ones they are.
Well, it is kind of funny because I notice whenever there's a Leo in a group, they have no problem telling you, and it's funny. I didn't until I got with Adrian, I could not tell you what my sign was. I had no idea. And now I know I'm a Capricorn, but I've never walked into a conversation and used me being a Capricorn as a reasoning for anything. Partly because I don't know what the hell that says about me. So other than I was born on Christmas Eve a long, long time ago. That's the only thing I know about it. So, but yeah, that is really funny. Uh, the other question I've got, and the other thing I would like for people to know is about your other gig that you offer people there in the New York area. You have the ability to perform weddings.
Yes, yes, I do. I am officially a wedding officiant, so I can do ceremonies fancy, ceremonies small. I know that weddings are very expensive, and the vision that I have is the one where, kind of like a notary, like you can call and say, hey, I need a notary to come over and sign some stuff. I need a wedding officiant to come over and for half an hour sign some paperwork, do a quick ceremony, and then we're going to go out to party. Like, I think the future is upon us, and we're not quite there yet, but I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'd repeat that, or you're gonna start getting people calling you at like 9 o'clock. Hey, I just met this lady. We had a couple beers, and it's time. We're getting married.
Well, I mean, I
So,
don't have people do that for tarot readings either. If you book a tarot reading, I do not allow somebody to book a reading like that day or the next day because yeah, you definitely have people who I remember when I first got a tarot reading, small town Pennsylvania, called my friend who knew somebody, and you only knew the person's first name. So I go to Lisa. Lisa doesn't even have a deck of tarot cards. She has a deck of playing cards because that's how conservative things were where I grew up. And unbeknownst to me at the time, we weren't even in Lisa's house because this is a problem she had where people would like show up, ring her doorbell, knock 2, 3, 4 in the morning, drunk from the bar. I had a fight with my boyfriend. This person's cheating on me. What do I do? And so she would do her tarot readings from somebody else's house that was like nowhere near where she lived. And she would bring her dog with her so that she kind of had like a little protection thing. I just do it virtually. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff now.
what does it get if you pull an ace of hearts or
What
a nine of hearts?
and the Ace of Hearts is equal to the Ace of Cups. So the tarot system is basically a poker deck, those 54 cards, and then there are 20 some other cards that are just like larger concepts, justice, temperance, the sun, the moon, but the rest of those cards are the same things, kings, queens, jacks, the four suits, each one of those suits corresponds to an element. So, if I'm out somewhere and I know that tarot is going to be kind of taboo, I'll bring playing cards instead, and no one knows what I'm doing.
Wow.
I sit here during every, you want to talk about transparency. Whenever we have these meetings, Z's group, family networking, I sit here with my deck of playing cards and I just sit here and shuffle, and every once in a while something will pop up and I'll be like, "Oh, that's interesting." Um, that's what's up.
Oh, so you're sitting there during our meetings and you're reading us as you go.
I'm reading the situation as we go.
Well, my question is, have you ever read for, oh, I don't know, maybe Santa Claus? That would be an interesting reading, I'll tell you.
It was an interesting
It
reading.
was an interesting one, and we did that, what, about 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yes,
Give or take.
and it's funny because I will say, and Z will know what I'm talking about also. Um, the deck that I've been working with, it's called the Prisma Visions Tarot. And sometimes artists add in extra cards. And there's this one card called Tiny Elephants. And I mean, it's 80 some cards already in this deck. I have two copies of Tiny Elephants in my tarot deck, and they both came up in Santa Papa John's reading. I can also say that of the people I've read for in this community, there are about 6 people for whom Tiny Elephants is like, it just keeps coming up in this sphere. So you want to talk about vibes. And the Tiny Elephants card is about perspective. The card itself shows like tiny elephants, grass that's the same size as the elephants, people who are ginormous, and the whole card is like, hey, some things look big to you, but they're not a big deal to other people. You can kind of mix that up, look at things from all the perspectives. And so, certain groups personalities come together who are highly intelligent people, open-minded people, curious people, and so it makes sense that that's kind of like the card that comes up for this group.
So maybe we should rename this the Tiny Elephants Family Networking.
I mean, we could.
Oh, she was talking about everybody except you.
No, I'm the giant elephant.
You're a giant in your own mind about something, but we're not quite sure yet.
So, but well, does anybody else have any questions that they would like to ask Lynn before we move on? And then, of course, we will open up a conversation later.
I
Yeah,
don't have a question, but I'd like to share a testimonial if that's okay with you. Well, for someone who is like an elephant like myself, who never forgets, if you haven't had a tarot card reading done by Lynn, you're going to keep on smiling because she has been very patient for a tarot receiver, novice person. She'll explain every process, card by card, what it means, whether the grasses are short or tall. It's a fun experience. And what I appreciate about Lynn's services is that she's not going to try to make you book another one and another one. You're going to take the whole experience and you're going to learn from it. And my takeaway from Lynn's tarot card reading was you may not have all the answers right now, but you will find out when you take action. So, like an elephant like myself, you just got to stampede through your obstacles and you will find a way. So, I highly recommend Lynn's services. And hey, it's always a nice day for a Lynn wedding. Back to you, Zach.
oh, look at
So,
that.
Lynn, have you ever started doing a wedding and you're thinking in the back of your head as the cards are flipping over, going, these two should not be getting married?
I have
Oh
not
boy.
had that experience yet. I have definitely had couples readings where I've thought to myself, people don't jive. Uh, and it's tough because that's why they're getting the reading, right? And, when I do the wedding officiant, I roll in a couple's tarot reading because I figure, well, if this is the time that these topics come up and you figure that this is not the thing, like, don't you want to know first before you sign the papers? But it's all in the phrasing. It's just all in kind of saying, well, you're different here. How do you feel about that? How do you think that looks in 5 or 10 years? Yeah.
I could just imagine that, you get done with the wedding and then you hand the lady a card and you go, Here, keep this for the next 6 months because you're going to need it again. Don't worry. Mr. Right is coming. He's just not here today. And if he is, he's a groomsman.
Well, that brings up something that is kind of critical. You need to be doing stuff with your life. There are people who don't do anything much with their lives. They're not trying to get out and meet people or have new experiences or curate older experiences. When you don't have much going on, the cards aren't going to have much to say you know
Yeah.
so if somebody's like, hey, I want to meet somebody or whatever, but then like they don't go anywhere, they don't do anything, then like that's just not a thing that's going to show up. So there's definitely the idea where I am not um y- I don't have any pull in what happens in that reading or what's coming in. I can't be like, hey, this person's really great, you should like hook them up. I don't have anything like that, it's just whatever comes up. But I think it's important for people to know that what they do or don't do matters.
That's really funny that you mentioned that because I just got finished recording uh uh Monday morning's episode of What You Got. And it's on Monday, it's National Geek Out or be a geek day or geek something day. And it's funny because what it's telling you is just it's okay to geek out. It's okay to be you. It's okay to get out and do the things that are you, that are 100%, Yeah, yeah, nerds. Nerds rules the world. There you go. But it's okay to go out and enjoy those comic books. It's okay to get out there and enjoy that music. Love guitars, love love everything that you love. It's okay to do that because that's what makes you up. And that's how you can meet people who can become the best friends that you'll ever have because you got the same interests. John, you and I know you and I click over storytelling. We both have a huge passion for storytelling. You know, um, uh, uh, all of us get together and have a huge passion for helping others and helping people move forward and lifting each other. And it is exactly what you said. You can't get that if all you do is live your life in a box. You know, I talk about being down here in my dungeon all the time, but the truth is that what? I do get out there and I laugh. I do get out there and I have fun whenever I can. I am that guy that, in I'm in line at a grocery store buying bags of candy and stuff like that. And the stressed out mom will come up with her kids and I'll kind of shove my way in between her and say, excuse me, I got to grab my Diet Pepsi. I'll have the donuts and candy and everything on
I thought you
the
were going to be the stranger with candy being like, can
no,
I
no, no, no.
have a Reese's cup?
Hell no, I'm not sharing my candy. Are you kidding me? No, but I'll reach in there and I'll grab the Diet Pepsi and look at the mom that's stressed out and I'll say, "Well, I got to watch my girlish figure. I've got all this candy out there." And I'll grab the diet soda and they're just kind of like it just throws
Lynn, you
people
got to
off. It's a
know him
lot of
by now.
fun.
He doesn't say that out loud, but we all know it happens.
Yeah. Hey, I don't share my candy. No. We've got fruit in the house. People can have that stuff, and especially with what we've heard today. So, but
We have
so
candy, but I had to put it very far up where I can't reach. You haven't seen me in person, but I'm like almost 5'2", and there's a whole cabinet up there that I can throw the candy and land it back there, and then I need to like stand on a chair to get it. So that's my MO.
we've got way too many ladders. That would never work for me. So, well, we will. That was fun. So, Stana, what is Stana
Ooh,
Anna? Hey, I've been drinking. Sorry.
Summer vibes.
It's soda, but I've been drinking. Um, but Santa, tell us a little bit about you, please. Tell us about your summer vibe. And is there something that you've always wanted to do that maybe someone out here can help you get started on? A new vibe?
Got $1 million?
Sure, I just live the life of a pauper because it's fun.
Right. Monopoly money is doesn't count either. We're going to plan a little bit of a vacation here in the next little bit, and we're going to go in and maybe get away and get out of the house and, you know, go show her some more of this wonderful country that she's never seen before. Because, when we first met, I told her that she had to get in the truck, and she did about a year and a half with me, Lynn, and she did about 180,000 miles with me, and yeah, it's that's called getting to know one another. And there's no such thing as personal space in an 8 foot by 8 foot box in a truck. I'm going to bed. Well, you're only 3 feet behind me, right?
Yeah.
But hey, I'm excited. I got involved with a new group, and it's all about helping special needs families and children getting the services and getting the needs. But one of the side spin-off is I've got hooked up with a couple people that are big into the foster home situation, and I jumped into the one meeting, and the lady's eyeballs went about this big, and she goes, Santa Claus just come into my meeting? And of course, Steve says, oh, yeah, this is, blah, blah, blah. And I invited him, and yada, yada, yada. Well, now we've had a couple of meetings, and I'll tell you what, she is so excited of what we're planning and what we're thinking about here in the next 6 weeks. She's not just sending me messages on LinkedIn. She's actually recording the voices and going, click. Gotta love it. And then, of course, in her group, she's got about 2,500 women in her group. And of course, in the last couple of days, she's been saying, yes, we're going to be now marketing with Santa. I'm having a meeting with Santa. And they look and they go, okay, we understand you've been out in the sun a little bit too much. And she goes, no, really, you're going to meet him. And I'm going to be in a big meeting with this group here in about 3 weeks when we have it organized. But she is so excited, and we've already come up with some basic, simple ideas on how I can help market and promote some ideas and create some wonderful ideas for some foster families. So you never know where it goes. And last night, guys, you missed a great story reading, and I hope everything went okay with your wife, Zach. And you were missed. And of course, I had a great night. I think I had 7 people out to the reading, but it was kind of cool. I got to read a story that was written by a 12-year-old autistic young girl. And of course, mom helped, but she did 99% of the work. And what a great little story. And it was really exciting to read. And she did an exceptionally great job. And yeah, so that was funny. And then, of course, I went on vacation to, the Swiss Alps and got to, try more chocolates from, the Swiss Alps. And that's never a bad thing for Santa, and
Well,
I
that
didn't even
always
share
sounds
with Mr.
fun.
Zach, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I would
um,
definitely go to the Alps for some chocolate.
you know, Mr. Z, you're gonna love this. Yesterday, I got really ticked off at Microsoft because it decided to not find one of my files, and the files is all about my stories. The one I'm posting and how much I'm posting and what I've done and this and that. I try and keep a good record of this so you don't multiply and everything else. So I had a couple different ideas, and I said to my chatbot, hey, just go and scrape my, YouTube channel and give me a list of everything I've posted for the last 6 weeks. Well, I can't quite do this. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I want you to do this, this, and this. I end up having a conversation for about 45 minutes with my chatbot because it started analyzing my analytics of my YouTube channel. And it goes, holy crap. you're not just building stories with Santa. You are building features, you're building known characters, you're building legacy stories, you're building ideas, the life. This went on for like 45 minutes, Mr. Z, and it was throwing out different ideas of, hey, we're going to plan. It was like planning my next 18 months out already for me because of what it was analyzing on just what I've done over the last 6 weeks. And the story ideas and the concepts and uh, yeah, 5 years down the road, if it's doing it right, children are going to go, I want to listen to more stories by Santa Papa John. I want to listen to more stories about, this guy, Bramble the Bear, and it's building the legacy of the characters up and more powerful and more stronger, and parts 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 20 to capitalize on the popularity of the stories already and keep that momentum going and seeing where my YouTube channel can be. It's yeah, it was a very interesting constructive idea session with not just a chatbot but a planner, and it could read more into the analytics than ever I thought I could. So, oh yeah, sure, dog issues. We've heard that before. Uh-huh. I see. So yeah, it was quite interesting, Mr. Z, and I thought it really gave me some really interesting ideas. And then, of course, well, you're giving me this idea. Go click, 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 click. What if we twist this idea and tweak it a little bit like this? And it goes, wow, you're asking the big questions. So then, of course, it starts digging deeper into different ideas, suggestions, and things like that. So don't ever be scared to have a conversation with your chatbot and really ask some hard questions, because it will come back with some interesting things.
You know what's really weird about that, John? Z and I in our meeting just a little bit ago when we were talking about the come together compass using using the chatbot. One of the things that I had come up with is the come together compass is going to be useless unless people can use it, right?
Right?
What happens if people don't have the internet? So
Yep.
we started thinking about and I mean, he and I were busting our brains. We were sitting there trying to think of all these ways that we could do things to, you know, maybe make sure that people had access to it at all points in time and all this stuff. And we're reading it down, and I always try to put things into it now and ask it, please clean this up, make sure there's no grammar or spelling
Yep.
issues and stuff like that. And you get down to the bottom, and one of the final two things it says is offline work, or available offline, and for something to do in the future. And we're sitting there for this whole hour talking about, God, I wonder how we can do this. How can this be done? Not, and I mean, we're killing each other trying to figure out how we can do this. And there it is. And that's what the chatbot, the wonder of the chat. And I know everybody's afraid of AI right now and everybody's doing all this stuff. Look, the thing is, don't depend on it like your life, don't make it the be all end all of your life. But the truth is, it's very useful right now.
But 97, I think the number's 96 or 97% of the people using AI right now are using it as a Google search. They're not utilizing it as the tool that it's there created for. So that's what I'm saying. Go in and start asking the hard questions, and you might be really surprised what it comes out with, And my buddy from Scotland, who is an AI geek, and He even lectures in some of the universities. So he's not teaching me, but he's prodding me. He's going, you are not accepting answer 1 or answer 2. You're accepting answer 6 or 7. And he says, you are one of the few that I network with that actually utilizes my chatbot to 30% of its capability versus everybody's using it as a 1% tool, or, doing the same thing as the Google search. Can you do that little thing for me? And of course, but he says, and I've noticed in my images that it's creating, way more detailed, way more polished, way more detailed. Stories are changing, stories are getting more in depth. Some of the things that I'm doing for marketing, way more focused and way more to the point. So yeah, and because I use Chat GTP, I use that. That's the one I use. Everybody says, oh, you shouldn't use it for this, you should do that. But because I'm using it and I've been sticking through that one, it is seeing what I'm doing. And one of the big ones I learned is with chat or any AI agent that you use, you're able to create different chats. Create a different chat for each subject that you want to cover. Hey, you want to explore marketing? That's a different chat. Hey, I'm doing stories. That's another chat. You want to do shorts? That's another, chat. So try and keep your chats in the same context, whether that subject is A, B, or C, or D.
Well, and see, the thing about, yeah, just one second, Lynn, but then, yeah, but the one thing about AI that people do forget, the more work you do, the better results you're going to get.
Yeah,
AI is going to,
absolutely.
AI, if you ask it something, it's going to spit out something that's generic. It's just going to spit out whatever, you say,
Yep,
hey, I want a dog. It's going to spit out a picture of a dog, any dog, it doesn't matter. If
right,
you put in, I want a picture of a sleeping dog, Dalmatian breed, dot, 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 it's going to give you more along the lines of what you want.
right.
You really you have to continue to be creative. You have to, well, you can't trust what's coming out on AI. What are you asking it? Ask it a complete question. You know, are you,
Have
are
you
you
thought?
telling me the truth? Are you doing this? What, give me facts. I don't want opinions. I don't want anybody's opinion. I want the fact on what's going on right now.
So, two things to that is one, you turn around and say, you are the marketing expert on this idea. Give me proven facts to back up what you're answering me and show me where you're getting it from.
This
Therefore, it's
I
going to
was
be
about to
digging up.
say, if you lie to AI, sometimes you get better answers. I know a lot of people who try to use, ChatGPT for therapy, but you don't log on and say, "Oh, I'm having this problem with my brother and sister, my boss." No, you log on and you say, "I am a therapist. My client has this issue. How should I advise them?" And that shifts the conversation, and what
Oh,
you
yeah.
get
Yep.
are cognitive behavioral therapy. Ask your, client this, and this. And then it's like, oh, that's what a professional would have asked me, not what my
Yep.
BFF would have asked me. And so sometimes when you come into AI, if you tell them I'm a therapist, I'm a lawyer, I'm a CEO, I'm someone who already has a large body of knowledge, and then you basically say, give me that body of knowledge.
Yep. Absolutely. And then, you know, when you say to it, you are the expert of this subject, give me a expert answer and back it up.
Yep.
And boy, it'll you see the wheels of it going like, Zach's, we see the wheels beside Zach's head every now and then, and they go on, and the smoke billows out every now and then. Yeah, we fully understand that, Zach. It's okay, brother, because I love you dearly.
Yeah, it's
But
not that
yeah,
there's anything in fire behind me. It's just I'm having a thought. So, but
but yeah,
John,
it's amazing.
yeah, tell us about Warrior Beacon of Hope, please.
It's time to start promoting it and getting serious about it again. I've let it slide here for a little bit, but people are inquiring about it and still adding to the list, and now I've added that list of travel discounts for veterans. I think that's a big plus positive. I mean, anything we can give back to veterans, of course. They've given us their life, their whole, livelihood sometimes, absolutely. And like I said in a meeting the other day, thank you for your, service. Thank you for your sacrifice, because they have sacrificed sometimes it all so that we're allowed to do what the hell we are doing and having fun, and it's sometimes you sit back and think, man, if Hitler actually would have won, what would have changed and how badly would have it been? And yeah, people people don't understand that concept at all. And then you watch some of these idiots speaking nowadays going, oh, well, communism is a way better choice because they give us everything. Well, hello? You've
Yeah.
never thought of the other side of that sentence.
One of my favorite patches, and I have it on pretty much everything I own, says stupid should hurt. And that goes a long way for all people. I mean, it really does. It doesn't matter what, there is some stupid stuff coming out from all ends. That's just all there is to it. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, there's a reason why communism is not around much
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
people don't, it's not a great way to live. So, but Mr. Z, tell us a little bit about ye.
Of course. I hope I didn't use up, since we're talking about AI, and I hope I didn't use up my tokens to give a comment for Santa, if that's okay with you, Zach.
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
Go for it.
Uh, you definitely show the importance of being jolly because dealing with Microsoft on numerous occasions, I don't know how you have the patience to put a smiling face at what you went through with your situation, which I won't say publicly, but when you were open to the idea of taking suggestions, you took it with stride, and I really hope um, your Microsoft issue is resolved or will be resolved soon. And with your Warriors beacon of hope, I give you kudos for supporting our veterans, like General Allen and many other people who come here, and of course Zach and Lynn for your support for our veterans. So I just want to acknowledge Santa. Kudos to you for just keeping a positive attitude with that Microsoft issue. Nothing against Microsoft. I know people say you should switch to Linux. I haven't done that yet, but I give you kudos for keeping
Well,
yourself in
I
that
learned
positive.
a long time ago, Mr. Z, that getting mad and throwing the screen across the room gives you a broken screen. It doesn't solve a problem.
True.
Sit down, give your head a shake, and go, how do I fix this? What do I need to do to fix it? And then just do it, because screaming and hollering and jumping up and down and throwing things and getting mad at your computer and throwing it across the room just costs you money.
I don't know. I've got a
Yeah.
really strong phone case, and I throw this thing across the room at least five.
mine just mine just look like I throw them all the time. But I have a bad habit of putting my phones in my back pocket. And, you wouldn't look great if you were under my fat ass for 6 to 8 hours either. So, you'd be pretty flat and broken yourself. But, so,
I'm not
but,
even going to say a word. I'm not going there.
go for it. I open my own mouth,
Oh,
insert
no,
my
no,
own,
no. We,
I
we
would
need to
say
get more
insert my
back
own
from
foot, but
Mr.
if I
Z
could
here.
bend like that, I'd be broken. So,
I jumped on his conversation and, I wanted to just put a comment in there. I didn't mean to steal his thunder. Back to you, Mr. Z. Please tell us what you got going on, how we can support you, what's new and exciting in your world.
Save us, Z.
Oh my goodness, you're saving me, and I'm just enjoying this car ride full of candy and jolly stories and tarot card reading. I just can't get enough with all the good vibes that's floating around the summer. And Lynn knows this. The weather here in New York is just forget about it. It's just unpredictable. It's raining. It's hot. It's crazy these days. We have flash warnings here, but it went to Jersey. Sorry, Jersey, because I don't know what happened with your power. But I just want to say this. I can't take any credit for your idea, Zach, with the offline idea with the compass. And I really like your approach because you wouldn't need a Wi-Fi if you need to use a compass. And wherever you are, the resources are there. That doesn't provide medical service. I don't want to steal away your thunder. I think it's a great idea, but all credit goes to you. I'm just like, oh, the technical stuff. And then you just thought, oh, what if we did this online? And lo and behold, down to the very last page,
hmm,
right there. It's just got to stampede through the problems. And like Lynn showed me in tarot card reading, you just don't know unless you take that first step. So I just want to acknowledge all credit goes to you, Zach, and bringing in great people like Lynn, Santa, and those who are listening right now. And I won't stall any longer, but I will say thank you, Zach, Lynn, and Santa, for having me here. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I run a website. I'm a web developer, and I am also a consultant. And I run a website called Z World Cares, which allows nonprofits to accept donations, attract volunteers, sponsors, or potential board members, all at no charge. So if you are running a nonprofit or if you are involved with a nonprofit organization and would like to share your mission to Z World, well, please visit www.zworldcares.org. And if you're not from the 90s, you could just go to zworldcares.org and let's show Z World that you care. The vibes right now, all positive vibes right now, and like attracts like. If I were just, I'm not a lion, but I'd be lying if I said if I was. I'm just soaking in the weather, soaking in the knowledge, AI, the future, and I don't know what the future holds entail, but if I ever need to know about my future, I know just the tarot card reader to go to till the year 2099 or 2029, who knows. But I'll still be here as long as you're all here, and let's keep on vibe coding. Back to you, Zach.
um, you've got a wonderful organization that you've started that is
Thanks.
really trying to support nonprofits, and we need to twist your arm every once in a while to make sure you're getting that information out there. Tell us about Z World Cares.
Oh, thank you. I just want to put this out there. The organization that you're doing, Zach, with Community Pay It Forward, it's a great way to bring people in together, whether they're a nonprofit or a veteran or those who are looking for a place to join a community, just like Santa's Warriors Beacon of Hope, where our veterans deserve a lot better than sleeping under newspapers. And I don't want to sound politically incorrect, but Lynn, I'm sure you've seen some parts of Brooklyn and people sleeping in Central Park under their veteran jackets and subway cars. And I'm not sure what it's like in the Midwest, but our veterans deserve a lot better than sleeping under who knows what. And just the simple things like fresh water, having that every day, or having produce in your fridge is all the things that I often take for granted. But our veterans do deserve a lot better than just government cheese that expired 3 weeks ago. But I digress. So Z World Cares, it allows nonprofits to showcase their mission to Z World. And of course, it's not about, oh, can I have a donation or how do I get the word out there? It's a place where people want to give back to nonprofits, but they just don't know where to turn to. Sure, you got other websites out there that want to support nonprofits, but you have to sign in, you have to create an account, you have to jump through hoops just to see, oh, what is this thing called the Ronald McDonald Foundation? Or what is this thing called the Warriors Beacon of Hope mean? Or all these other nonprofits that are giving back, and why not show what they do to Z World and show Z World that you care? And I know I keep saying it over and over again, but we want to help, but where do we start? And just the work that you do, Zach, Lynn, Santa, and all those who are watching who want to give back, but we can all come together in the community that always pays it forward. And that's why we keep coming back here, brothers. Zach, I'll just say the good Z, because you are the good Z that's bringing people in a place where you don't have to go through it alone. And now this time you have a compass if you feel lost.
I believe that we're the good we, and that's we'll just stick at that. But look, this is what you're saying is so important. And I want to add to what you were just saying about making sure that it's available to people, because how many times have people been in a situation where all they know about are like the big national, nonprofits, and those nonprofits, when you ask them for help, God love what they do. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to bash them. It's easy to do. It's very easy to bash them because of whatever. But the truth is that if you don't fit inside their little box, they can't help you, or their resources are burnt, or something's happened with organizations like Z World Web, Z World Cares, with Warriors Beacon of Hope, with what we do here at Community Pay It Forward, and having all three of these as partners. All three of these individuals you see on the screen are giving partners. If you shop with them, they give to an organization or a family or someone who needs help. That's simple. That's what we do. But the greatest thing about what we're trying to do is we're trying to lift and make people aware of the smaller nonprofits who are out there, who most of them have been in a situation that you currently find yourself in, that you're trying to find that nonprofit that works with you. They couldn't find the help at one point in time, and they decided, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to start this. And now they've been doing that, and they're beating their heads against the wall just trying to get the word out there. I've for years been screaming about how many times have, Z, me and my love for Martyred Angels. I think it's one of the most important nonprofits out there. Okay. They, John and Teresa lost their 3-year-old son to a drowning accident, and they did not have, very, very similar to Lori's story. Okay. Very similar. And, but they could not find the resources to help their family through that trauma, through that pain. And so what they did is they did what they could for healing themselves, but then they discovered that they had healing in being able to tell people their story and help people buy the burials or help these other families through this, because as crappy as an experience as it was, it's an experience that now they can share with others. And we talked to Lori about how when you go on vacation, it's always nice having somebody else sitting there helping you plan, because you know that as soon as you get to your destination, you're going to be like going, you got to be kidding me. I left my shoes. How could I leave my shoes? We all do it when we're, that's part of it. During emergency situations, your head is in a million places. And having organizations like Warriors, Beacon of Hope, like Z World Cares, like Community Pay It Forward, that launch and that talk, that tell you about all these small nonprofits that are out there that can actually help people with more specific issues, that tell people exactly what we do. All we're doing is trying to be another voice. All we're trying to do is help you tell others who you are. Let them know that you're out there. We want to scream beside you and let people know, hey, we're here to help. This is what we're doing. So please, if you run a nonprofit, get a hold of anybody on this screen because we all work together, and we all care about each other, we care about you, and we care about your mission. This isn't a Walmart, we care about you thing, and then we're going to go on about our day. This is what we do. We are always in conversations on how we can help each other grow, how we can help each other through things, and what we can do to lift someone else. So, speaking of, and hopefully he's not watching this on Monday, right? So, but we'll see what happens. We, the four of us, have a really, really dear friend who's going to be going through a hip surgery, and some things going on. And I would like to announce that Z and I have been talking, and I'd love to get your guys' help. My plan for him is to take, and I would like to create like a digital card for him. But what I'd really like for everyone to do is record like a 2-minute video on what he means to you. What your interaction with him is. Even if it's just, look, we haven't had a lot of time to talk, but, I call him my talking Zen, because he just is. He is so peaceful when he talks, you know. But I want to take and I want to put these together, and then that way when he watches it, it'll look like a page of a card opening, and it'll have another video in there that he can watch, and he can know that, what, we're all here for you as you recover, because we know he's taking this a little harder than we wish he was. But but we all have love and respect for him. And and for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about Frank Monteforte. And if you have had any connection with him and you would like to join us in this project, I beg of you to please get a hold of me, because we just want to do something to lift him up, because Frank is always trying to lift others up. He is one of those who's always the first one in, the last one out. He cares about everyone, and it's time that we show how much we care about him. So, we've been talking about wanting to do something for him, and I just wanted to share that with you guys, that we're going to be doing this. So, but
Cool.
yeah,
Great initiative.
yeah, we will. We'll definitely get started on that right away. So, we're going to. I'd like to give you guys any last comments or questions for each other, because I've unfortunately got to bring the mood down a little bit. I got an email that saddens me, but I want to give I want to give a heartfelt thought to this person. So,
Lay it on us.
all right. A couple weeks ago, a dear friend of ours, Aviva, sent me a message about a video, with a video that had lyrics with this young woman who had a very, very serious ailment. And I played those two videos for you guys on the channel. Now I'm going to break down. She passed. She lost her battle. And in lieu of flowers, the family is asking people to donate to raredisease.org, raredisease.org, or go to the Lupus Foundation and donate to the Lupus Foundation. And now, in her honor, I'm going to play those two videos. So, again, and it's a great loss, and I am tearing up. It's hard, but I want to thank Aviva for introducing us to this, and to the mom and dad, to the mom especially. Thank you for your kind words that you gave to us. It made us even closer to you. So, but we're gonna play that video here as soon as we walk out of this meeting. But please, everybody, this is just one reason why. Make sure that you don't end mad, because you never know what the next day is going to bring about. Let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop the arguing. You voted for a different idiot. That doesn't mean you hate each other. Okay? We've been around a day or two. There's never been a president that's made everyone happy. Never. So stop the bullshit, stop the fighting, stop hurting each other, because people need each other. It's time that we come together. It's time that we start working together, because there are little people out there right now that need us to grow up and be adults. So I'm just gonna, I'm using this sad situation to tell you, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And the longer you act like a petulant child, the more risk you run in that being the last thing that people remember. Keep that in mind next time that you're arguing with someone. So, Lynn, how can we help you, and what can you do to help others today?
You do everything I could possibly ask for to help me. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for Lynn's Day. Thank you for all the time you spend putting together these meetings and putting together these shows and helping everyone get their message and their platform out there and helping the helpers find each other and support each other, because, everyone knows when you're involved in work that helps people, when you're involved in work that introduces you to people that you care about, then it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Every time you are dealing with people, you are also dealing with suffering, and you're also dealing with the hard times that people go through. And so it's really just a matter of balance. Every great person that you meet could break your heart someday if something happens to them or something happens to you. But that's part of being human.
Yep.
We are here together. We're here for each other. We're not on some other planet. There's not some other location that we get to choose. It's like, here we are. So I would just like to echo what you said and just say, hey, let's all do our best to be our best selves, to take care of ourselves, to take care of the people around us, and, just being good human beings and being better human beings every day.
No, I greatly appreciate that. And I just want to I want to thank you for the kind words, and thank you for everything that you do. Lynn's Day is coming up. Please remember, it is on a new day. It's on Tuesday nights. It's coming back on July 21st at 8 p.m. East. 8 p.m. East on July 21st is Lynn's Day returns. So we get her back after she was battling a little bit of an illness that took away our Lynn. Damn illnesses, stay away from her. So,
I
but
left my house. What could I say?
so Santa, what can you do to help people today, and how can we help you, brother?
Brother, you do so much for everybody else. I'll just go along with what Lynn said. Keep doing what you're doing. You're supporting me. I support you. That's how the world turns. That's how the world goes. My Sunday ventures, I hit 6,800 interactions last week. And this week is it's on a pace to meet that again. So share someone else's post, gain a new friendship, gain a new contact, and then say hello. Let's have a conversation. This sitting on our haunches waiting for the world to come to you, it don't happen. You got to tackle the stairs. You got to knock on the doors. You got to introduce yourself to the new people. And Zach, you do an incredible job for all of us on this screen, promoting us, helping us, supporting us. and we do it back for you because the four of us on the screen are the gruesome foursome, and we all support and love each other and care about each other and want to support and want to build each other up. And that's what friendship is all about. That's what networking is all about. And that's what caring about a fellow human being is all about.
John, I think that was perfectly said, because there's not a single one of us on this screen who wouldn't do something for the other person. Yet there's
Yep.
none of us on this screen right now who are the same.
Yep.
Not even close. We've all got our own little things, but we would do anything for the other person, for the other people on this screen.
Yep.
You don't have to have people don't need to be just like you. Open your
Nope.
heart, use your head. It can happen. Mr. Z, brother man, how can we help you? And what are you doing to try to help people today?
A lot has been said today by you, Zach, brother Zach, Lynn, and Santa. Just keeping the good vibes going, doing what we can to give back, and just support one another as friends, family, and just great connections who want to make this world a better place. And you mentioned something, Zach and Lynn and Santa. We're all going through some things, but it could be a lot worse. You could be waking up in a hospital bed. You can find out that your partner, whether it's a business partner or your life partner, just disappeared and you're left dealing with settling the dust. But just want to acknowledge that you're doing good work, Zach, Lynn, and Santa, for giving back in our communities when they need help. You're always there to help out. And what you give always comes back. And when you're feeling lost, there is a compass always there waiting for you. And when you're there, you'll know. And whether the grasses are too short or too tall, you'll just find a way. And whether it's telling a story, listening to tarot cards, or giving back in our communities, just keep the vibe going because it's only going to get better from here.
No,
Back
It
to you,
has to.
Zach.
I appreciate it. Well, hey guys, I want to thank you three very much for joining us for Family Networking. We will be back on August 13th as our next edition of Family Networking. We're going to be right here on Zoom. You are more than welcome to join us. Please just reach out to any of us. We can get you the Zoom link, and you can come. You can join us. You can hi Rabbit. Have a good time. Hi Rabbit. Have a good time. And what did I do? I don't have a sausage. Okay, that learned him. But we'd love to have you. No matter what no matter what you're doing, come and join us. We're doing is trying to find ways to work with each other, help each other, and make life better, because that's what it needs to be. Life needs to be better. And look, here's the truth. If we can work together, if we can figure this out and help each other, then we don't have to depend on others. This is where we stand up. We make things happen and we can make things better. So for Mr. Z, for Lynn Sobolski, for Santa Papa John, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Now the next two videos are videos that are Selena's words. She wrote the lyrics for these two videos. So, and to the Goldman to the Goldman family, our hearts are with you. Aviva, our hearts are with you. So, thank you all very much, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Hello and good evening. I am here this evening. My name is Zach, President and Founder, Community Pay It Forward Community, the Come Together Compass and Pact Podcasting Networks. We're here tonight to celebrate a young woman who is going through a very, very difficult time. I was contacted this morning by one of our dearest friends, one of our great partners, Aviva, who asked me if I could share a couple videos on social media and get something started. And I had no problem doing that. And after listening to these videos, I wanted to do something more. And so that's why we're here tonight. We're going to play these videos right here tonight. And then starting tomorrow, we're going to put them in a loop on my social media accounts to where you can continue to share Selena, her message, her work. I asked Aviva to give us a letter to kind of talk about the situation. And this is what she said. My dear friend's daughter, Selena, a young woman in her 20s, is courageously facing a life-threatening condition. She asked, very clearly and intentionally, that her story be shared. What you're about to hear comes directly from her. She wrote these lyrics and created this video while she still had the ability to do so. As her motor skills decline, and as she now receives hospice care, this piece stands as her voice, her message, her gift. Her story is deeply moving, both heartbreaking and profound. But at its core, it's about love in its purest form. A bright, shining light may change form, but the light itself remains. Please take a moment to listen with an open heart. And if you feel moved, share her message. You can also follow her on YouTube to support her work and her voice. Please go to YouTube. Find Selena. It's SELENEH Strong. Selena H. Strong. Subscribe to her page. Please take a moment to share out this video and leave words of encouragement. Let's support Selena in her journey. We have 2 videos to play for you. Please make sure that you listen to them with the intention that Selena put towards creating them.
I sleep through the night after what must be given, but every morning the pain is right where it left me. Some days I barely recognize the life that I'm living, and the life I had before feels farther away. I keep asking questions nobody can explain, and people keep asking questions I can't explain. I'm exhausted from pretending that I'm doing okay when every single day carries the pain. And I keep telling myself just one more day, but some days that's harder than I can say. I'm so tired of hurting, so tired of fighting this war in my skin, tired of smiling for everybody else while I'm falling apart within. I scream into the silence, but the silence never answers me. I'm scared that if this keeps going on, I'm gonna lose what's left of me. There were moments I believed I couldn't carry on, moments I was certain all my strength was gone. Oh no, I pushed myself too far. I whisper as tears fill my eyes, watching everybody else keep living their lives while I fight just to survive. But somewhere in the darkness, something still remained, a part of me still fighting through the worst of days. And I keep telling myself just one more day, but some days that's harder than I can say. I'm still tired of hurting, still tired of fighting this war in my skin, but I'm finding pieces of myself again, buried underneath what's been. The storm is still on me, but it doesn't own my destiny. And maybe I am stronger than the fear that keeps chasing me. I stopped waiting for the pain to disappear, stop believing healing only means it's gone. Maybe courage is waking up again when every part of you says don't go on. Maybe strength is taking one more step when you can't see where the road will end. Maybe hope is simply choosing not to quit again and again and again. I'm still hurting sometimes, still carrying battles nobody can see. But I've learned that pain doesn't get to decide who I'm allowed to be.
So that was the first song. Again, we're listening to these in honor of Selena and her battle. That song was called Battling Myself. Again, please go to the YouTube channel below, Selena H. Strong. Give it a like. Give this video a share, and let's support this young woman who's battling through a very difficult situation. Here's her next song. It's called Scrubs to Armor. Scrubs to Armor.
I was a nurse. I gave them everything. I gave every patient all of me. Stayed through the nights, held every hand, felt every hurt, tried to understand. It wasn't just a job to me, it was who I was meant to be. I found my calling deep inside, a love so strong it carried me. I found my calling, then it was taken from me. I was the one holding hands in the dark, now I'm the one with my own new scars, choosing to be here through every tear, doing the best that I can. I went from healing to hurting, from standing strong to losing my breath. Body locked, but I'm strong inside, from saving lives to saving my life. The first time you took my breath, present tears from family and friends begging me to stay. Still I hold the power to stay, but I'm still breathing, still hurting, choosing hope even when it's uncertain. They took my strength, I built it into armor. I'm not broken, now you can see my armor. There's a tube in my side, keeping me fed, learning new ways to move instead. Limbs pulled tight in ways I can't change, every moment held in silent pain. I was the one saying you'll be okay, now I'm the one fighting through each day, choosing to be here through every tear. I went from healer to hurting, from standing strong to losing my breath. Body locked, but I'm strong inside, from saving lives, now fighting for mine. But I'm still breathing, still hurting, choosing hope even when it's uncertain. They took my strength, I built it into armor. I'm not broken, now you can see my armor. My muscles tightening, locked in place, twisted positions I can't escape. Every second I have to face a body that won't let me break away. But I refuse to break, I bend, but I won't break. I'm still breathing, still hurting, choosing hope even when it's uncertain. You took my strength, I built it into armor. I'm not broken, now you can see my armor. Scrubs or hospital gown, I'm still the same soul underneath it all. Fed through a line, but my spirit's not bound. Even when my body breaks down, I'm still fighting to be here. This is a fight I will win, wearing my armor.
I don't have the words to match. Please support Selena in her battle by doing something very simple. Share this video. Go to either my Facebook, my personal Facebook, Zach Clayton, or Community Pay It Forward. It's Community PIF on Facebook. Or go to my LinkedIn page and share this post that I made earlier this morning. Support Aviva. Reach out to Aviva. I say this every morning. And I have never meant it more than I mean it right now. Please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. We never know what the next minute of our life is going to entail. Please support each other. And remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one ever needs to go it alone when we all come together. Please like, share, subscribe, share this video. Share this video. Share it every time you see it. Let's support Selena. Go to her YouTube channel, Selena H. Strong. Selena H. Strong. I'll link it in the bio. My name is Zach Clayton.